Initiating moisture.
When you think of influential franchises that had a huge impact on a lot of people's lives, you'll probably think of things like Star Wars, Toy Story, maybe even The Mummy 1 and 2. But I would also imagine there'd be a very large group of people that would also say Jackass, maybe even before those. There's very few franchises that I think stood the test of time quite like Jackass. All of those movies still hold up. All the stunts they did are still fucking wild and wacky and really intense. And I think those movies are just a testament to just the pure fun that movies can bring. Of course, I grew up with the Jackass trilogy and always appreciated it. I always thought there was really nothing quite like it, and to this day, there really still isn't. No one has done it better than the Jackass crew. There have been a couple of other, like, YouTubers and shit that have taken very clear inspiration from Jackass, and they do a great job, but nothing can ever really capture what Jackass was able to do. So it was extremely refreshing to see the crew come back and try and capture that magic once again all these years later, and I think they absolutely succeed. I think they did a great job. And I don't think anyone expected another movie in this franchise, especially considering the age of the participants here and how fucked up they got in the original trilogy. There's still so many myths about, like, all the things that went wrong and all of their injuries. I don't know what's real and what's not. Like, apparently Johnny Knoxville hasn't been able to ejaculate for the last 20 years because one of their stunts literally burnt off his fucking cum factory in his nutsack, or some goofy shit like that. It was something where they were doing the rocket stunt and it got so hot that it literally singed all of the nerves or something, and he had to wear a catheter for years. Again, I don't know if any of this is true, but it just goes to show you just how much, like, mystique there was around Jackass and the people behind it. So I'm really, like, lost in the lore of Jackass and everything, because it was a franchise that, of course, was very near and dear to a lot of people's developing years. So to have a fourth one come out of nowhere is a treat. Like, it really is. There's nothing like Jackass, and Jackass Forever proves it once again. The original crew that comes in, minus, of course, Bam, is still great. They still put it all on the line and just go real fucking nuts to butts, like, almost literally. And they do some pretty wild and intense shit. They also bring in newcomers, some fresh faces to see how they handle some equally extreme stunts, and I thought really everyone did a great job. Not just the OG crew, but everyone new they brought in. I thought they absolutely crushed it. The whole crew's laughing throughout the film, the audience is laughing, it's a great time. But I do want to say, they're getting up there in age, like they're fucking pushing 90 at this point, God only knows. And I feel like in this movie, a lot of it was dialed back and wasn't as extreme as it used to be, for obvious reasons, of course. It's not like a complaint for me. It's not that big of a deal because you would kind of expect that at this point. They weren't as gross as they were back then, nor were they as, like, death-defyingly dangerous. That's not to say that this is, like, you know, fucking nerfed to the ground or anything where they went fucking Weenie Hut Jr. or anything. They still went extremely hard. Like, it's shit I would never even consider doing. Like, I'm 27, and if I miss a step going downstairs, I feel like my life flashes before my eyes, and I usually hurt myself. I would never do any of the things that they did in this film. But just comparing it to the previous trilogy, yeah, it's clear it wasn't, like, as gross or as, like, fucking extreme. But that's not to say that it wasn't dangerous and crazy and extreme. Like, there's a scene in here where I was pretty sure Johnny Knoxville died. And apparently he even suffered brain damage, permanent brain damage, as a result of that one quick scene that they did there. And it was great, you know? Like, you hate to see it for Johnny Knoxville, but goddamn if it wasn't entertaining to watch Johnny Knoxville fucking somersaulting in the air like a GTA ragdoll. Like, you know, that's what it's all about, you know? And so I just want to say, like, I don't think that it was, you know, the training wheels came on and they took it easy and just cruised. No, they still really went hard, and of course, at the end of the day, they're all friends having a good time and hoping to entertain the audience, which I think they absolutely succeeded in doing. I wasn't, like, disappointed or let down or anything. It's just something I felt was worth mentioning here, since it's obviously going to be compared to the original trilogy. So, plugging Jackass Forever into the moist meter, I'm going to give it an 85%. I thought it was everything it needed to be, and a nice little last ooh-rah from the crew, and I really enjoyed it, and I think most people will as well. Like, if you're a fan of Jackass, I don't imagine you'll walk away disappointed with this one, and especially if you grew up with it, right? Like, I don't think anyone would have expected a fourth one to come, especially this late in the game, so It was really appreciated, and yeah, that's about it. So yeah.